Hey guys, Backwoods here. This is my re-review of the Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops CK-70. Some of you might know that I've already actually reviewed this knife, but after I did, I went back and I felt kind of bad because I hadn't put this through any really harsh testing, and so I did that recently, and my views on this knife have changed a little bit. So I thought I'd delete the old video and give y'all a new one. Okay. I was doing stuff, trying to hack with it, get through, cut through heavy cardboard, nothing completely outrageous, fairly common EDC and outdoorsy kind of tasks. And the blade metal held up pretty well. The finish got some more rust spots on it, which is always just freaking great. But the lockup on the knife suffered a good bit. If you can see, there's a good bit of back and forth and some front and back. And also, when I was actually using this knife, the liner lock kept creeping me out a little bit. Because that's when you really start to realize, hey, that's a really skinny liner lock. I'm trusting my fingers to that thing. Because if that thing fails, I'm going to be chopping off 1 to 4 of my fingers, which is going to be freaking great. Could be called nubs for the rest of your freaking life, which would be awesome. I'm shitting you in case you can't tell. So, yeah, that thing was giving me cause for concern. And I don't know if you can tell, hold on. Yeah, you see that? That's just, look at that. Can you see that liner lock moving? That's just that's not even with me stabbing it into a tree or anything that I'm fairly likely to do. Maybe y'all are too. That's just something I'll do every once in a while, usually just with my fixed blades, but if I get bored, I'm kind of ADD, there's a fairly good chance of me stabbing into a tree with this sucker, and that thing seems like it would fail, and I'd be called dumps, which would suck ass. And the G10, yeah, if your hands are sweaty, the G10 will not give you much grip. The way this knife is designed, it's pretty hard for it to slip out of your hand, but it can. And this is really, really low quality G10. It doesn't give you much grip at all. Absolutely nothing compared to the Spyderco Tenacious or the Kershaw Junkyard Dog 2. It's just complete. This G10 is just complete crap compared to those. And it's a big blade, and it's a fairly cheap knife. I think that, for the price, that just you get what you pay for. And that's really evident now that I've tested this out a lot more. Because, with my first review, I was just completely in love with this knife. And now I'm looking back. You hear about people blinded by love. I think that happened with this, because I missed some major stuff on this knife that should have been very obvious to me, but it wasn't for some reason. Just stuff like how skinny the blade is. That blade's maybe an inch wide at the widest. Look at that. That's my Kershaw Junkyard Dog 2. Look at how much bigger that blade is, how much wider it is. Oh, man. So, yeah, that just became more evident to me. And I also did a good bit of testing trying to see how quick I could get the thing out of my pocket. And the flipper really came into effect. And if you can get a grip on it, then it works pretty good, but it doesn't stick out very far. See, it's not a very large flipper for you to get grip on for you to find if you need to get it out in a hurry. And that really sucks, because a couple times when I was trying to get it out of my pocket as fast as I could, you know, I'd like have a misfire, or whatever you want to call it, and the blade would come out like maybe like this, or like that, or something else. And you can sling it, but I mean, if you really need to get the knife blade out as fast as you can, then that's really gonna be bad. Okay, I still do like this knife, but it's nowhere near as good as I told you in my previous review of it. So I couldn't, you know, keep lying to y'all about that. I mean, I didn't mean to lie to y'all, but, you know, still. Alright. Anyway, so that's my current views on this knife, and they're not really going to change. So, this is Backwoods signing out.